You call me Mr. Perfect.
Hey guys. Welcome, wrestling fans, Curt Hennig fans, and all. Episode 50, I have the wonderful and great Kit Cabello on my show as a special guest.
Cheers
We're
and
gonna be
salutations.
talking about wrestling today. Good old wrestling, Mr. Cabello.
ECW style.
ECW sucks. Okay. No, this is episode 50 of Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. I'm your host, Steph. And like I said, I have my guest host here. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today because I have a lot of things to go over. So I wanted to extend a very special warm welcome to my friend, Kit Cabello. Thank you for being on episode 50. We've done 50 episodes of Curt Hennig Was the Best, Changed My Mind. And we
Congratulations on your 50 episodes, by the way. That's a milestone mark. I remember my 50th episode and 100th episode, but then after a while I lost count, and now I don't know what episode I'm on anymore. I used to, but I'm
right. Well, I have another announcement. We just passed 70,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yes, thank you everybody. For everyone on YouTube, you will be hearing the audio only. For everybody on Rumble, you're going to get to see my pretty little face. And of course, Kit Cabello's very, very handsome face as we go along. So what I'd like our first topic to be about SmackDown. Now, I did see bits and pieces of it because I forgot I thought it was Thursday. Because I'm so used to, during the Attitude Era, it was Thursday SmackDown,
Yes, exactly. I remember that too. Every night, as I remember in high school, or even that, better yet, late elementary school, 7th, 8th grade, and then even into high school, SmackDown. And you know what? I love the intro with the square. It was all probably expensive, but the
pyro.
Yes, that was the best one. And shame on the WWE for throwing out a good intro, but then again, they probably think, do you have any idea how much money that cost? Like, it probably cost a lot of money to do all that pyro.
But in the grand scheme of things, I think it was overdone. So I think that's probably, and maybe Vince thought it was too much of a, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap.
It was perfectly done. It wasn't overdone. It was perfect.
Use that word perfect.
Yeah, you know what? I'm quote Homelander here. It was perfect. Everything is perfect. It's perfect.
Only Mr. Perfect was perfect. Okay. So it was Friday night SmackDown, not Thursday night. And like I said, my mind went back to the 90s when it was Thursday. So I did get to see at least the solo, the bloodline, basically. Oh, I just even said the word. That's okay. I can edit. But anyway, Solo, Sokola, and of course, we talked about this last night on Pro Wrestling Talk. But we're going to go over it again. They took out Roman Reigns, who is back. He is back in wrestling now. And it's kind of... Angel and I were talking about this, and it's like, how Roman Reigns kind of seemed larger than life. No one really took him down, kind of beat him up, so to speak.
I think he's put his heart a lot into the game and trying to, present himself. I think just sometimes he's run into a lot of roadblocks, and I think people use that to criticize him. I mean, you could criticize a person, but I sometimes think he's got a lot of hate that he doesn't deserve. I mean, he's out there putting his body and his life on the line. Well, for our entertainment. I don't want to say like life or anything like that, but he's doing all that stuff, and I think there's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of work that he's not. I wouldn't just say, because people say, oh, he's manufactured, or they're trying to make him. I think he's. If he was around during maybe the higher golden era of wrestling, like the Attitude Era, I think he would have been a big freaking name, like gigantic name. I think that would have been the case.
I mean, he really is like a gigantic name, but it's like they made him like invincible.
Yeah, and, there's that.
During his title run, He had it for 4 years, and that he was kinda like, no one has seen him being beat up like this, not like this. I mean, they
Yeah.
pretty much left him in the fetal position, like, "Ah," that kind. So it was different how, okay, he lost the belt to Cody now, and, but now he's, like, vulnerable. So he's like that, he's not that Superman that everybody thought he was. And it's kind of, coming to the full front, and it's rightfully so. I mean, Roman's Reigns had, I mean, they first of all, they didn't like him, even when he was a babyface. At first, they didn't like him.
Yeah,
You know?
I thought some of that hate was unnecessary, even when he was a babyface. But it is what it is. It builds character. But I think at the end of the day, he's held himself pretty well in comparison to others who might have been. Others probably would have broke. Others probably would
Yeah.
have gone into the dark. Which again, with wrestling, there's always the dark side of the business. There's always
Dark side of the
all
ring.
yeah, dark side of the ring, no problem. You don't want to be in there with Vince and all those other people. But I think of people who have held themselves up pretty well. I think Roman Reigns has done more or less a good job.
Well, now this
Yeah.
is the Paul Levesque regime, so they're actually, starting to say good storylines, except for the Cody and Kevin Owens. I'm kind of not feeling it. I'm not sure
Okay.
exactly why they. I mean, yeah, they're friends and stuff, but Cody's like, "Well, I'll just give you a title shot because you deserve it," and Kevin's like, "No, I don't deserve it." So I
Hmm.
don't. I mean, you shouldn't just have a match with someone just because, you know what I'm saying? You got to build it
Yeah.
up, and I think Angel agrees with me that they're going for like a Kevin Owens heel turn here,
Okay. Well,
potentially, potentially.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But always keep
So
me updated. So there you go.
yeah, yeah. So I give these two storylines 3 stars. I give the Cody 2 stars because it kind of doesn't make sense. But the 3-star one with Roman Reigns and Sokolo, and of course the werewolf, not Jacob Batu, the other one. Anyway, he's known as the werewolf, and he's the stepson and nephew to Haku. So this guy's a definite bad person. He's definitely one of those people we would say is like a hard person.
Okay. Well, I mean, you run into
Insert
it in the
word.
business.
Well, I mean, Haku was a bad dude. I mean, you didn't want to mess with him. He was
Right.
literally a bad dude. So, I mean, but he was also super nice. Like, there's a story from Scott Norton that I was telling last night on Pro Wrestling Talk. Scott Norton accidentally poked him in the eye and went in
Oh.
like really far, and it was Haku who apologized. Oh man, I'm so sorry. But he had this like big afro
Mm.
that like literally you couldn't see where his eye was.
Oh.
So when he accidentally hit him in the eye, it was like, "Oh shoot, I'm so sorry." And he goes, "No, I'm sorry, dude. I should have,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have this big
Yeah.
afro and whatever."
Yeah.
He was known as Meng in WCW. Excuse me.
Right.
So I give the Cody thing 2 stars because I'm not really sure where they're going with this, other than maybe a potential heel turn for Kevin Owens. And then, of course, the 3 stars for the Roman Reigns, because there is going to be a civil war within that line.
Right.
It's
It looks like
basically the
okay.
Samoans, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Uso kind of
And
made himself
Samoan
the tribal
power,
chief.
100%. So
Right.
thirst up to our Samoan friends out there. So
That's
shout to
right.
all
They
the
snore like sailors.
hey, be nice.
I'm telling what others have said that who was it? I forgot now who it was. But I saw an interview and they said if I think it was Scott Norton. If you ever go into a hotel with the Samoans, oh no, it was Larry Sabisco. Larry Sabisco of all people said that if you ever get a room with the Samoans, they snore like sailors.
Oh well, you know what?
They snore. They are solid wood all night long.
Send them into the redwood forest. We'll make a lot of good redwood furniture.
That's right. He said you can't get away from that. I mean, you can hear it all over the hotel. It's so loud.
Oh well. Hey, Well,
I'm
still
sure he was joking.
much love to our Hawaiian friends out there. Samoan
I was
power
just gonna
through and
ask
through.
you how far you chased one to get that shirt.
Actually, a little side note: I got this shirt in Japan. Thank you very much. So there you go.
Mhm.
And yes, you know what? Actually, when I was visiting my mom bought this shirt for me, and and I love it. I love it. That's why. That's why I take good
Thank you,
care of
Mama Cabello.
it. That's right. Mama Cabello looking after her baby boy.
That's right. So what we're gonna do now, actually, let me ask you, how do you quote those ratings now that you kind of know a little backstory? Do you think those ratings are correct? Maybe they're a little off. How would you?
I would say let's wait to see this all play out because again, like right
Okay.
now, even then, like when we're looking at wrestling, even now, especially because I don't want to bring his name up too much, but post Vince McMahon, there's a lot of growth for potential new ideas and new creativity that could perhaps really maybe make a new era. And
Mm-hmm.
I say, let's just be generous about this. Let's obviously be critical, 100%. But I think those are on point. I think they're just it's it wasn't too long with Vince gone, and I think now
Mm-hmm.
he's fully gone. That we could see some good storylines, and yes, good acrobatic and wrestling, and maybe something to get people re-engaged, like it was when I remember as a wee lad. So
As
I think
we remember.
yes. So I think in many ways I'm going to look. I'm going to agree with you, and I would say there's good work to improve upon. So yes,
Definitely,
ratings are fair,
yes,
but
yes.
there is a lot of room for improvement, and I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people can see it. And I think now's the time to not be afraid, but to aggressively shake things up in the business and for
Mm-hmm.
entertainment for the public to enjoy. So if you got to try hard to fail. You really have to try hard with something this good. All right, don't learn from Disney and how it screwed its.
Oh
I mean,
no.
and again. Look. I know wrestling and Disney are two different things, but look, Disney has
Are
all these
they?
IPs. Yes, and well, the thing is, Disney has literally turned IPs that crap gold into IPs that crap. So
That
I
crap,
I
crap.
I,
That
I
would be
would yeah
AEW at this point.
yeah. So I would say WWE time to learn.
Mhm.
Learn from the failures of others. Take constructive feedback from the critics as well as the audience, because after all, you are the modern day Roman Colosseum. You want the people to enter the arena or
Mhm.
watch the games. Entertain the people. That's the key thing. Entertain the people. Entertain the
That's
people.
right.
And if I can understand it with the basic concept of wrestling, I think sure there's people that understand it too. So keep at it. And room for improvement. Room for improvement.
Well, and we have, they said about 3 matches, but they're teasing some other matches for Bash at Berlin.
Mhm.
They're gonna be in Germany, on the 31st, which I think it's either after his birthday. I forgot what Angel's birthday is. I'm so sorry, Angel. It's either the 30th or the
You're a
31st. I
terrible
can't remember.
friend.
I know. But I'm gonna be on his show on Friday the 30th. So,
Mhm.
Angel in the afternoon, we're gonna talk politics, and I'm gonna be screaming and yelling like Jimmy does. Um, I think there's a lot of things that they have so many options now to bring into Braun Breaker, who is Rick Steiner's son, and who is just became the Intercontinental Champion. Now, do I think they're going to take the belt off of him this soon? No. They'll probably wait a
No.
couple of months, I'm thinking like 6 months, and then they may propel him to, matches with Gunther, matches with, maybe even Cody. Um, but they're gonna elevate him to that heavyweight championship belt.
Mhm.
They just he needs a little more polish yet. I mean, he's second generation. He looks great. He looks like a beast. And I say this on every one of my episodes because I mean it's true. He does look like a beast. He looks like the consummate wrestler that you would think of back in our era. Those big buff
Yeah.
guys. The bodybuilders and stuff. Yeah, he looks like that, and that is Braun Breaker. I was saying last night that I if Joe Hennig would ever see this, Joe, come here. Please go back. Call Triple H. Go back to wrestling. I think he would give you a fair shake. So
we'll see.
I was talking one-on-one with Joe at that point, and he's like, I don't think he's gonna go back. I'm like, Angel, shut up. It's a dream. It's a wish.
Mm-hmm. Right. Fair enough. Fair. Well, I mean, look, it's good. Hold on, real quick. Just remind me. Is Triple H running?
Yes.
Paul,
So that's Paul Levesque.
Paul. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, I know. Sorry, but I'm confused. I'm so. I could just when I see him. Oh, hey, you're Triple H. That's not my name. My name's Paul. That's not how he sounds. That's not how he sounds. Paul, don't come after me and break my legs with a sledgehammer. Oh, hey man, my
name is Triple H.
Yeah. So he's more or less the guy that's running everything right now. Yeah, he's like the
he's
person
the
in
coup de
charge.
grace. Yeah, he is the head of talent relations, CEO. McMahon stepped down. He has nothing to do with it now.
Okay. I think then good for him. I'm pretty sure he's all right. Cool. All right. Awesome.
I mean, heck, Stephanie was at SummerSlam. They're clapping and cheering and having a good time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, then at least all right. Anyways, we're gonna get off topic because so laser point is back on topic. Laser point is back on topic.
Okay, so that to me, there's a lot more growth that has to happen, and that I was kind of saying last night on Pro Wrestling Talk that there's still room for improvement, but yet, especially with the Cody thing, but I think that will grow into something that we all want to see. And for the first time in 20 years, I actually watched SummerSlam. I actually watched Raw. Yes.
Really?
This past week, I said, Dad, can you record Raw? My dad's like, what? I'm like, can you record Raw?
Yeah, record it. All right.
Record Raw. Yeah.
Yeah,
do that. He's like, okay, I want to watch it with you. I'm like, my dad hasn't watched wrestling since I was 12 years old, 13 years old. So I mean, he would watch the pay-per-views that he bought. Sorry, nose is itchy. Someone's talking about.
That's
okay. Probably my mother and my son. But yeah, he bought St. Valentine's Day, and then Fully Loaded.
Really?
Which was the other pay-per-view. Yeah, that was the one with Austin and Undertaker. And if Austin won, McMahon had to leave because of his lawsuits. That kind of thing. Allegedly.
Yes.
But that was back in '99. So I mean, and my dad hasn't watched it since then. So I'm like, wait, you want to watch it with me? But do you even understand the stories? He goes, you can tell me. So we did the Rhea Ripley thing, and I was explaining what happened with Rhea Ripley and Dominic, and Dominic Mysterio was second generation, and Liv is kind of going, like that. I was like, wait, what did she do? What? Liv, shh, quiet. And Angel agreed with me. She's just kind of there, she's just there. I'm like, let Dominic talk, but he has so much heat that it was so funny that the crowd won't let him speak. Like they were like, boo, we don't want you to talk.
Okay.
And Rhea's like, no, guys, let him talk. I want to see what he has to say. My favorite thing was when Rhea came in and said, you cut me real bad, Dominic, but you didn't cut me deep, Dominic. I was like, oh, she just said he has a small what. A little gherkin.
Dude.
I know. I was dying laughing when I saw that. I was like, oh boy.
Hey, how dare you say it about the Wang bone? How dare you? Shame on her. Shame on her right now. Shame.
I mean, I don't know. You'd have to ask Dominic's wife, because he is married. I saw the pictures on X. It was a beautiful wedding.
Oh, okay.
So, moving on from that, but yes, someone like me who hasn't watched wrestling in like 20 some years, it's literally, that I'm actually watching Raw and stuff, that I catch SmackDown highlights and stuff, or, like I said, I honestly thought SmackDown was on Thursday, so I I like
Thursday
psyched
night
myself
SmackDown.
out. Well, I think it was NXT is actually on Thursday, but the only thing I would watch with that is Alexa King, and that's because he's Brian Pillman Jr.'s. He's Brian Pillman's son. Brian Pillman Jr. is Alexa King.
Okay.
Wow. So I would actually just watch that because of I gotta catch it. That's the thing. I gotta catch when Alexa King is on. So I am following him on X, and his dad was so awesome that I was like, yeah, Brian Pillman.
Okay.
So this is Brian Pillman Jr. His son is Alexa King. So I gotta catch him sometime. I'm not really sure when NXT is on or when he is on, but I would just like to see highlights of Alexa King. So okay, here we go. We are going to watch again. We've come to the time of where we're going to watch along now with 4 more promos. One is from 3 are from Portland, and 1 is from AEW. Gosh.
You're getting secondhand Joe Menchia. You're becoming like the president. Like, hey man,
First of all,
am I, man?
I was gonna say if Curt Hennig was actually here, he would not be caught dead in AEW. Okay, no way he's putting his body on the line. I'm glad that Joe didn't go to AEW because there's just no reason for that. It's AWA. Excuse me.
AWA.
AWA.
American Wrestling Association, right? Is that what it sounded? Or
yes.
Okay. I got it right. Yeah. My brain. See, take that, Joe Biden.
Oh, don't get too cocky.
Yeah, no. Alzheimer's doesn't run in the family, so that probably will be happening to me much later on. So,
cancer and diabetes goes in mine. So,
okay.
All right. So, like I said, the first one of these is literally, it's I'm not gonna say what happens to Curt, but he gets injured, because I'll have to edit out that anyway later. So I don't want to do a lot of editing. I hate that. But this part is where he's having a promo and he gets injured. And give me 1 second. There we go. Can you see that, Kit?
I can see it just fine.
Okay. So you see the Buddy Rose is here, and I know it's a crappy graphics, but it is 82. So
well, I mean, I'm not expecting much from stuff from the 80s. I mean, this is what it is, and to Gen Z, this is how we used to watch the television back in my
Shut
day.
up, Grandpa.
The internet was once able to make a scary sound. Grandpa's off his meds again.
Grandpa's off his meds again. Yep, that's it. Yes, this is 82 or 83, I believe. I think it's 83. So the graphics are not so good, but just try to go along with it. It's as good as it's going to get. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
If it's too loud, let me know.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Playboy Buddy Rose. Hey, Savage, I just want to say something. Curt Hennig tried to drop kick me and put me out of wrestling. You put Sandy Barr out of wrestling. I don't care if it's a disqualification. I don't care if you get your hand raised. All I know is I left the ring and you were bleeding, and I want your belt. I want a title match with Curt Hennig, and I want his belt as soon as possible. He's already got a tag match next Saturday.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
This is during the whole Buddy Rose Curt Hennig feud.
We got a big bout this Saturday night coming up. Rose wants the championship.
I don't think he's injured yet. Okay, he injures him right here.
Oh, the Seinfeld. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like rubbery legs. Oh, now he's injured.
2 weeks from now, Rose.
I wonder how they didn't they just go like this? Okay, now I can see.
This is gonna come to an end. And Rose, you're gonna be dead. You're going to
You're gonna be dead. I love that.
Yes.
You're gonna be dead.
Yeah, you'll be dead. Get him.
You two guys have Oliver and the Assassin next week in the tag.
Oh, yeah, he's hurt.
Oh,
he's
here's
hurt.
Billy Jack. Billy Jack.
You got your hands full next week with the Oliver and the Assassin, and then you, Curt, after that, you got Buddy Rose to contend with. Billy?
Yeah, I know he's had it with his faggot. You know, I think everybody's had it with Buddy Rose. He'll take care of that in a couple weeks. We got big plans next weekend, Oliver. The Assassin
I didn't
will
even
take you.
remember
Say you
him
don't want to put
saying
your
that.
belt up
Oh, my
because we don't
gosh.
deserve it. We'll take you on next week. We'll beat you, and then you put the belt up. How about that, huh? You freak.
Oh, man.
Rip Oliver and the Assassin. We're going to have our...
Go ahead.
No, just yeah. I can tell he's like he's got an injury, like he's going along with it, but I mean, I can tell he's really got an injury. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like he's trying to go like this a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
trying to like.
But it's like, all right. Like after this, like I got, hey, yo, Doc.
Oh man. Okay.
Our hands full with that. 2 weeks from tonight, Rose.
Can't remember what to say.
Next week,
Yeah,
it's gonna be
there you
Mary
go. It's
Billy.
fine.
Next week, Rose. 2 weeks from tonight, Rose. It's gonna end. It's gonna be a finish.
Okay, Don,
right.
that's it. Next week.
All right. So next week, yeah. I'm gonna actually pause that, but keep it going. So yeah, like I'll let you have the first words. What did you think of this promo?
First of all, I miss these old school promos. I mean, when you look at stuff like this, I mean, this is stuff from antiquity. These are things that really still resonate with people. But there's passion into it, and this is before wrestling became the high production.
Go ahead and screw
What's
my
up?
makeup.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Keep going. Keep going.
No. So, what I was saying, like, this was before wrestling, took the high production, script writing, rehearsal and everything else. This is sort of like probably they're shooting off the hip. Maybe yes, they probably are doing some rehearsals here and there. But this is it raw. This is it, some of it improv. This is just how it was done, and it's wrestling fans. This is the origin, and this is how it was. Especially when there wasn't a national, wrestling, how the WWE. I mean, there used to be various factions, and I saw a documentary a long time ago about how like literally people would get jumped, beaten, potentially murdered for going into another person's territory or doing something without the okay. And it's just it was the Wild West back in the day.
Yeah, so I mean it's like literally dog eat dog out there.
Yeah, and if you went to the wrong territory, starting with wrong stuff, I mean that's why Vince McMahon's still being like, look, I know there's a lot of problems with Vince, but the fact that he was able to pull off what he did and still and not have anything bad happen to him, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys when this was starting off was like, oh, we got and, that kind of stuff. But
exactly. Thank you for the sound effects. That's it. That's exactly right. That's exactly correct.
So I liked it because of the fact of how original it was, and probably they rehearsed for one day and like forget it. We're just gonna go off the hip here and just do that. What if a couple of years? Oh wait, no. Well, what if a couple of years from now there's like a United Wrestling Entertainment Federation, and you have to go by scripts and there's lighting? It's like that's stupid.
And
stuff
learn lines and stuff. And
that ain't gonna happen.
If you don't know the lines, the other wrestlers will feed you your lines. Like what? How does that come about? I mean, like these wrestlers just have to remember all those moves. They can't remember lines too. I can't. Why can't they just off the top of their heads? You know what I mean? Like they did back in Portland, like they did in AWA, like they did in early WWE or WWF, which is what we would call it. These guys they weren't remembering lines. It wasn't like a movie, unless they were in a movie, like Piper and Hogan, or Jesse Ventura. But I mean,
Jesse, what happened to you?
I know. I think they threatened Teresa because she needs a certain thing so that she doesn't have epileptic seizures. Because he explained that one time on Clubhouse. I did speak to him twice on Clubhouse, and he had said, when you see someone having a seizure and it's the person you love more than this world, it's kind of eye-opening.
Yeah.
So I know she was on something that she, medical something that she needed to take for these seizures so that she didn't have them.
Hmm.
And so either they did, they threatened her, or I think they threatened Tyrell because he was also into certain things. And I don't know, maybe he started it again and they're blackmailing him somehow. I don't know.
I don't know. I
I don't
just,
know.
anyways. I meant what did they do to my sexual Tyrannosaurus? What did they do?
I don't know what to tell you, Kit.
What did they do? What did they do to my boy? What did they do to him? Why? Why?
Why?
All right, but
Yeah, no, I actually agree because I honestly think because he was talking the opposite. He was with Ralph Nader and he was talking about how Ralph Nader was going to save the world and how these two parties. I mean, he has a book called Blood Lickings and Democrats. I mean, he has a book like that. So now that he, the whole thing with Tim Walz and everything, and he's endorsed Kamala, you broke my heart, Fredo. You broke my heart.
Yes, exactly. But speaking of breaking, let's see this Portland wrestling. Ooh la la.
Portland. This is back when Curt was doing matches with okay, so this is Buddy Rose and Curt Hennig. So they had turned Buddy Rose a babyface. Okay, so him and Curt had a feud for about a year. And then they turned Buddy Rose babyface. And so Dynamite and the Assassin were on one side, and then Buddy Rose and Curt Hennig are on the other. Now Curt is a babyface, and so is Buddy Rose. So that's where this will take over.
Pause, Curt. Evidently, as all the people can see, the members of the clan, Rip Oliver's clan, are out to cripple, not only out to win. Now, I'm having problems with my voice again. The Dynamite Kid come off the top rope on my throat. I'm so happy to see these people turn out here tonight, too. It really does help us, and I think the People's Edge gives us that little bit over the clan, and I think we can beat them.
There you go.
Race, the world's heavyweight.
Now, when they just want to stop it real fast and tell the audience that when Curt first came in, they were called the Army. It was Buddy Rose, Rip Oliver, and I think Matt Bourne had also joined the Army. Okay. Then when Buddy Rose is babyface or he turns face, now they call themselves the Clan, and it's really Buddy Rose calling him and Curt and Billy Jack the Army now. This is my army now. So that I just want to clarify that up. That's why they're saying the Clan and not the Army. Okay.
Gotcha.
Champion is coming to the Northwest. Now, I'd like a shot at him. Billy Jack would like a shot at him, and Curt Hennig would like a shot at him. And I'll tell you what, when he comes in here, I said it a lot of times over the 7 years, but sometime, some way, one of us three, sometime, we can win that world title right here in the Northwest. Right on, brother. You guys, you go out this fall with the fan support, you can take them out, and next week, Oliver, you're leaving the Northwest. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. There you go. We're going to go right.
Yeah, there you go. So that one, that was when Buddy Rose was part of the faces, or the good face, the good people, the good wrestlers. And I think this is Billy Jack's father. I'm not sure. But he kind of looks like Billy Jack. Of course, there's fans in the thing. Yeah, so thoughts and things on this. What did you think about this promo?
I look, when it comes on some of this old school stuff, I liked it. I think there was just again, the video quality was a lot more clear. But it's again, it's like you have to make do with what you see. And the thing is, like, you could have all the I'm not saying there's anything wrong with fancy shots or anything else, but this is just how I like these old ones, because it's the grit. It's you're on the ground and you're doing with what limited resources you have at the time to really get your story out there. And it's not this long 10 or 15. It's only a few short minutes at max, like
Mhm.
maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes of a promo. Usually it's now promos are a little bit longer. But this is just, hey, less is more. And, makes you excited for the next match.
It literally, yeah. So promos have gone from like 2 to 3 minutes to, 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes
Mhm.
20 minutes, and they can just ramble on and on and on about
Yeah, like it's
basically
like
nothing.
yeah, you like get to the point, buddy.
Get
Get
to
to the
the
point.
match, get to the
Yeah,
point, right.
yeah, exactly.
So this one, it's just like I said, it says, great promo from Portland Wrestling. I'll let them take it away.
My throat pandemonium has broken loose. I have never seen anything like it in all my life. Playboy Buddy Rose, for what's worth, congratulations. Don Owens, Billy Jack, Curt Hennig, I'm asking you please to come up to this interview, and while you're on your way up here, I got something to say to you people.
This is when they turn Buddy Rose face.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, Dutch, before you go away, the first thing I want to do is apologize to one of my toughest opponents in the last 7 years. I know we didn't get along. We argued a lot, but Dutch Savage.
He asked for apology from everybody.
To you first of
Oh.
all, right now in front of everybody in TV. And
That's
right
how they
here.
turn him face, because Dynamite just turned on him.
Wow.
Now, and I know a lot of you people probably don't trust me, probably don't believe me, and I don't blame you. But I got just a few minutes to explain myself. Curt Hennig, Billy Jack. Hi, Billy, Curt, and Don Owens coming up here. Don Owens, I got to talk to you, please. Billy Jack.
Don Owens
I want to
owned.
say something to you first of all. And Curt
He
Hennig.
owned it.
You, Curt
Portland.
Hennig, you were the only man that put me out of professional wrestling, and a lot of guys did hurt me, but you're the first man that ever did it. And I'm asking you people to please listen to this. And I'm telling the truth, and I swear on my mom right here in Don Owens, I want you to please hear
I love
this.
it. I swear on my
Curt
mom.
Hennig, I want to ask you if you please accept me to come with you and form a tag team and go against anybody we...
Oh, what's going on here? Yeah, come on, cheer.
And go against anybody we can put our hands on. And Don Owens, I'm asking with you as my witness here, and the Savage is my witness. I'm putting my hand out to you, and if you'll please accept my hand, I can tell you right now we can go a long way, and I'm promising the people I'm not going back on my word. Yeah.
There you go.
Hey,
There you go.
he's hurt me. I've hurt him. You come on our side, you can be nothing but an asset, in my opinion. And I don't know what Billy Jack has to say about it. I have something to say to Billy Jack. Excuse me, I'm sorry, okay? Billy Jack, I want to say something special to you. You came up to me about a year ago and said, I want to get into wrestling, and I spit on this guy right back here. And I said he'd never make it. I said he was a quitter. And the guy never quit, and he kept coming and coming, and he hurt me in 5 seconds at Christmas right here in Portland. And any man that can
5
Yeah.
minutes. That's all it took.
and you've dedicated
I mean,
your
look
life
at
to
him. He's
wrestling the last year, and I
jacked.
know you've had a lot
Yeah,
of setbacks from the
back in the
family.
day.
I know you've had a lot of problems, and you've not let it stop you. And I just want to put my hand out to you, and I want you to please accept me as a partner. And I think we can, all three of us, can get the clan and end this once and for all.
Like Elizabeth.
Aw. There you go.
Okay, first of all, you spit in my face back here. You probably thought I was some dumb punk quitter like Mike Popovich that was here. No, that's not me. I'm a Portland boy, and I prove it to
Yeah, he
everybody.
was from
That's
Portland.
right,
And I'm gonna tell
Portland.
you
Portland
something,
before it
buddy.
became gentrified
You
with
saved
latte
me
drinking
from
losers.
getting my fingers broke out there. You
That's
saved me from
absolutely
getting my
right.
fingers broke. I want everybody to hear this. Okay. Hang on. You saved me from getting my fingers broke tonight. One good turn. You said you swore on your mother. That's a pretty heavy statement to me because my mother's dead and I got a tattoo of her because I love her very much. You bet I'll join you all the way, baby. We're going to kick some butt. All three of us.
Okay.
There you go. All
A
right,
little too
all right.
extreme.
A little bit too much out there.
That's okay.
Wait,
I'll
one
take
more thing,
it.
please. Don Owens,
Last 8 years, you and I haven't got along on the teleporter in that office at all. We've had a lot of run-ins with our mouths and about money, and I did.
About money. Of course, he's the promoter.
Yeah. Yeah, always about money.
Tell you, if I got these two as my partners and you just saw it, if you could work it out, let's try to get a 6-man tag with the Clan right as soon as
And they had
possible.
several.
Let's make it happen.
If I can line it up, I'll do my best to do it. I'd like to see it myself.
He said he'd do his best, Savage, to get the match. We'll find out later on. I'm sorry what I've done to you. I'm sorry what I've done to you. I'm sorry what I've done to you. But I'm not going to be sorry what I do to you, Rip Oliver. He's not going to be sorry. I'm not changing my style, but I'm just changing the other side of the fence where the grass is greener and these guys have got the green grass and you got the old grass, and we're just going to come over that fence and we're going to stop you guys once and for all.
That's right.
Yeah, woo!
That's
Someone
right.
said it. I don't know who said it, but somebody said it. So yeah, like thoughts and things while I get this ready.
I would say wrestling is an actor, but there's also you have to put on this mask of invincibility that you're never sorry, you take what you want, but also even if it is scripted in there, saying I'm sorry and apologizing, it's a pretty big deal. It really is. It's a pretty big deal. Even though it's all part of an act. It's like oh okay, like what's going on here? Because behind all those apologies, there's probably a little bit truth. You hear stories about in the locker room, like how guys would intimidate other guys, like oh you have no business being here. You don't have what it takes. Step
Right, the
aside.
Billy Jack thing. Yeah, I don't know if he really did that or if that was just part of the storyline or whatever. But I excuse me. I definitely think that maybe that was something there that he was literally apologizing for. I know Curt idolized Billy, idolized Buddy Rose. He would do all sorts of things that Buddy Rose had taught him. Triple H said there was a story one time where he said, "I'm going to show you what Buddy Rose used to do to me," and then he would do that to Paul. So I mean, because he did manage Paul, for a while there. There was another person said, "Yeah, we're gonna do what Buddy Rose used to do." So I think, a lot of those guys really took Curt under their wing and sort of, taught him, how basically to run, the wrestling, and which is why Curt would go on to be one of the greatest wrestlers and in my opinion, the greatest wrestler to ever live. So a lot of these guys in Portland gave Curt, his chance, and that's that's a big deal. I'm sure Curt, loved all those guys, even though Buddy Rose, I think he passed in 93 or 94. And then of course Billy Jack is still alive, but there's things with him. So I think that when it comes down to it, I think that Curt just has all kinds of admiration for those guys.
Well, I mean, he has to, because I mean he grew up during that time watching those dudes, and now there he is facing off against him and being in that same arena. So a lot of us would like, hey, this is a dream come true, and it's very rare that a lot of us get that opportunity, and Curt got it. So there you go. So we got another promo. What is this one?
So this is AWA, and this is actually before all of the Nick Bockwinkel and Curt Hennig matches. It's one of the rare ones. This is like 84, 85. I think it's 85. They really didn't start, their feud until like 86. Because there's a whole lot of matches with him and his dad in AWA against Bockwinkel and Stevens. But that was more like tag team. This is more Nick Bockwinkel versus Curt Hennig. And, Curt was still kind of, I mean, he had been there for at least a year, if not 6 months, or like, 9-10 months by now in the AWA, because in 84 is when he left Portland for AWA. And this is like a very rarity. This is like before they had their big feud. Curt would go on to have it in 86 and 87. And that's when Larry Sabisco would hand Curt a roll of dimes, and Curt would knock out Nick Bockwinkel for the championship. Though they couldn't prove it because they did this sleight of hand thing where Larry puts it in his hand, but you don't see sleight of hand. You only see like Curt open his hand a little bit. So it was actually really, really good that they did this because there was no proof to overturn the fact that Curt was champion. So this is a very rarity. This is literally in '85 before they started their true feud. This is Curt Hennig and Nick Bockwinkel.
I see it.
We told you, coming up next week, right here on TSN, it will be former heavyweight champion Nick Bockwinkel going against Curt Hennig. And Curt, come on in, if you will. Now, Curt, Bockwinkel is on record. Promoters all throughout the country are talking about the fact that 1985 is seeing a new Nick Bockwinkel, very different, much more aggressive inside the ring, and in all honesty, willing to do about anything to win.
Well, that's exactly right. The people have seen what the man can do in the past, and this is something I've studied on. I've been around professional wrestling all my life with my dad in it, and I followed Nick Bockwinkel for a long time, and I know what the man can do, and I know what can be done about him. I've wrestled the man one time before. It came out in a draw. This is something I'm really looking forward to for the simple reason, a win over Nick Bockwinkel. He held that AWA Heavyweight Championship belt for 8 years. A win over him right now in my career will project me right up into the ratings.
Well, Curt, you've got to be going into this with a great deal of more confidence, already having wrestled Bockwinkel to a draw, proving you certainly belong in the same ring with him.
Well, that's right, and that's why I've watched the films, I've trained, and believe me, I am ready, Ken.
All right, fans, that match coming.
Yeah, that was a good one. I literally thought that Curt had it all there. I definitely think that they said, okay, so they had one match once before, but I mean, it went to a draw. So this one, I think Nick Bockwinkel wins, but it's before their official feud that they would have over in AWA. So this is before all that match. Like there's an hour match where they were actually fought each other like what we would call an Iron Man match. That's what they would call like an hour match, where they had an hour with him and Nick Bockwinkel, and he actually gets injured in the last like 8 minutes of the match, and it actually goes to a draw. Now, like I said, this is before the 86-87 rivalry between him and Nick Bockwinkel, where Larry Zbyszko would also want to challenge the winner. Curt would go on from 87 to 88 and then would leave in late 88 and go to WWF. So, well, in the spring, but he was in dark matches until September of 88, because that's when he first appears on Primetime Wrestling as himself, as Curt Hennig. They didn't really come up with that Mr. Perfect gimmick yet. So a rarity to see, but an awesome thing, an awesome what am I trying to say? An awesome promo nonetheless. And like I said, the match is right afterwards, but we will definitely watch along to that some other time, because I do think that his matches with Nick Bockwinkel are legendary. They literally are 2 generation superstars, because Nick Bockwinkel take 2. Nick
Take 2 right
Bockwinkel,
now.
yes, was also a second generation superstar. I did not know that till someone told me. I saw an interview. Someone was talking about Nick Bockwinkel. So Nick is a wonderful second generation. Curt was wonderful second generation. And again, they had phenomenal matches. Like I said, with the 1 hour Iron Man match, I call it that because I know it wasn't called that in the 80s, but that's what we remember it as, because we remember the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart Iron Man match.
Those
But this was one
were the
fall.
days.
This was one fall for an hour. They went on for an hour, and whoever won the first fall or the one fall, that's who won. Now it went to a draw, but I mean, you got people like excuse me, veterans like Nick Bockwinkel would show Curt the ropes the rest of the way, and all the way into when he actually turns heel. So Curt is a baby face at this time from 84, 85, and 86, and then part of 86 and 87 is when you see that change in Curt and he turns heel again. Or he turns heel for the first time. So, and I think he was just as good as a babyface as he was a heel. So, and you and I wouldn't have seen that if I hadn't
Right.
looked back and looked at these old matches, but I wouldn't have known that Kurt was a babyface other than in 92 and 93 when he had that babyface turn in WWF. But I actually found some of these, and he kind of admits that, being a babyface was easier. When you first come in, you're kind of green, you don't know what to do. It's better to be a babyface than a heel, because when you have been in the business as long as Kurt was, you learn the ropes of being a babyface, and then you can kind of move into being a heel and see if you like that better. I mean, like I said, I think he made a great babyface. I think he made a great heel. Kurt could do it all. So there was no, ifs, ands, or buts about that. I think it was definitely that Kurt, he knew the business just like Nick Bockwinkel. And like I said, Nick Bockwinkel was already a veteran by that time. Now in 88, Nick would become an agent for WWF, because I've seen him in 88. Yep. He was at 89, the Royal Rumble. He actually came out in a full suit and everything. He looked very professional. I was like, my God, that's Nick Bockwinkel. When the Warrior went nuts after Rick Rude kind of attacked the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, the Warrior.
Yeah, yes, I know. We were talking about that last night with Bobby Heenan, how the Warrior dropped Heenan on his neck, and that's why he had neck surgery.
Do you
So
have to talk about neck surgery?
sorry. But we were talking how I wish Bobby was still alive, because I think he would he would bring a new perspective to even the modern wrestling, and would still be great. It would still be, Bobby Heenan, the heel, commentator or whatever. But yeah, I wish Bobby was still among us, because definitely not that I'm not trying to put down Jim Ross or Michael Cole or anything. But I think that perspective that he had on even modern wrestling now would bring a lot bring more people to the into the business, and more eyeballs, because Heenan was all about getting the fans to be entertained, and that was Bobby Heenan. That was the star of Bobby Heenan.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that he he would bring a new perspective to the what is modern wrestling. So, and we were talking about Tazz too. I was talking because I mentioned that I was having a view.
Tazz was here's when he was being introduced. At first, like, who is that? Who's Tazz? The mood is about, like, who is Tazz? And it was changing the whole mood. But then he did it, and then he became a color commentator.
Well, I think he even had a match with Kurt. I have to find that. I think he did.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Let me check on the Wayback Machine. Tazz.
Yeah, you can check it.
Tazz versus Curt
Hennig.
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 Let's see. There it is.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there. Yeah. Happened in 2002.
Yep.
Tazz versus Mr. Perfect. Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, and this happened in 2002. Wow, I'm getting old. I'm forgetting things now.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm
I
forgetting
was
everything.
surprised when I saw RVD's match against Kurt, and then I saw, well, of course, Tommy Dreamer is like the only one who let Kurt have a win. Everybody else would not put Kurt over. Kurt was putting everybody else over. The RVD match, I think they already knew Kurt had 3P'd, or he had the belt 3 times. I didn't know Kurt 3P'd because it wasn't until I saw a house show with Shawn Michaels and Kurt in 93, and he won the belt.
Oh.
Now, nobody knew this, because unless you were at the house show, but then someone taped it, I guess. I don't know. Like, there was 2 referees involved, and we'll have to show that sometime. But yeah, definitely he definitely 3P'd before SummerSlam, where he got counted out because Diesel Diesel interfered, basically.
Yeah,
So
Big
Kevin
Daddy
Nash.
Cool.
Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Yeah, that's right.
AKA the same guy who played the Super Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of Dues. I didn't know that was Big Daddy Cool. I was like, damn, I never knew that. If I ever get enough money to do a movie or like a series, I want him to be the Super Shredder again for old time's sake, but this time have a longer role in it than just a few short minutes at the end of the movie. That was so stupid.
I saw him in it was he was also in another movie with I can't think of his name. I can see his face, but I can't remember his name. It was about the dog. Like he wanted to get rid of the dog, but he didn't.
Who wants to get rid of a dog? I'll take care of him.
Tandem. What the heck is his name?
Oh wait, Tandem. I don't know here. No, Chelsea. No, wrong. No,
I can't think of his name. I can see his face, but it was about like he had a dog while he was in the military. Now that they were out of the military, it wasn't the same dog or something. Well, the dog goes on Kevin Nash's property, and he, turns out to be this really nice guy. Him and his wife or something. I'm not really sure. I just saw him in the movie. Like, that's Kevin Nash. But before we go on to the other matches, I just want to talk to you briefly because I know you were shocked. You were like, you didn't believe me. You had to look it up. I looked it up too. I saw on X last week Kevin Sullivan had passed, and I saw it on X first, and I was like, no, I know he was in ill health. He was in ill health for a very long time, and I literally was like, okay, I'm gonna look this up. So I looked it up, and it was true. Kevin Sullivan had passed. He was 74 years old.
Yes,
I know.
Teach me how to be evil with the Dungeon of Doom. I have to go back to my favorite interview with him was when he was talking about that monster truck fight on top of the stadium in Detroit. On top, supposedly. And he was and he was like he was trying to drive to the arena to stop it because he felt it was a dumb idea and didn't get there in time. He was like, stop it, it's the monster truck. Favorite thing there. Favorite thing is you have Big Show and Hulk Hogan. And they're both looking each other down, and the guy who's giving the rules, he's speaking real fast, and just the look that Hogan gives this guy, it's sort of like it's the quiet of, did you understand anything he said? The look that he gives the Big Show is like, it's like this. Like, imagine a guy talking, and he's speaking real fast, and Hogan just looks at him like this. And he gives that look to Big Show, like, are you catching any of this? Probably not.
Nope. As I said last night on Pro Wrestling Talk, remember it's every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Pro Wrestling Talk, unless we say otherwise. I was saying how I caught Kevin Sullivan at the end of like 96. It's before he wanted to go back as a booker. He didn't want to be on TV anymore. He didn't want to be a wrestler anymore. So in WCW, the last thing I saw Kevin Sullivan do was the Chris Benoit feud. And how ironic that he booked his own wife to work with Chris Benoit, and she ended up being Nancy Benoit. That's a kick in the old pants.
Yeah. It's like, no!
You were supposed to become his wife in real life.
And then also the other reason why, oh my God, run.
Yeah.
Run as fast as you can from Chris Benoit. Run.
A lot of people, I didn't know this until I heard Jim Cornette talk about it, is that a lot of people blamed him for Benoit's demise. And I mean, I get it. I get it about Benoit, I get it. But I mean, there are people out there who think he had something to do with it. That's just the rumor, allegedly. But I didn't know he was shunned by some of the
wow.
fans and some of the wrestlers, some of the boys in the back. I had heard that. I'm not, I'm very neutral about it.
Mhm.
I wasn't there. I can't tell you
Right.
what happened. Excuse me. And but I didn't know that he had gotten shunned by the wrestling world for that or what happened. You can think what happened, whatever, you heard the news and stuff. There's some people out there that defend and say Chris wouldn't do that. Again, I didn't know Chris Benoit, very
Mhm.
well. I didn't like him. Obviously, I only like Kurt, but I I was very neutral in the whole thing.
Right.
And to me, it was kind of like, I understand where you guys are coming from, but I mean, there's alleged stuff that happened that there was a third person in there because Benoit was on the phone
Mhm.
with someone and they heard a commotion over the phone, um, which is fine, but I don't think that Kevin Sullivan would be that kind of a person. Now, I
Right.
don't know what kind of a person he would be because I don't know him personally, but I was very saddened to hear of his passing. But I mean, like I said, how ironic that you would actually book your own wife in a storyline with another wrestler, and then she ends up becoming that wrestler's wife.
Yeesh. That's an oof. That's a
That's
big
a big
ol'
oof,
oof.
oof,
Oof.
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 um, but I mean, he had a great feud with Chris Benoit.
Mhm.
I thought the feud was great. I just thought how ironic it was that Chris Benoit and Nancy ended up being husband and wife later on. Now there were some alleged things that Jim Cornette talked about that allegedly Nancy was abusive to Kevin, allegedly. So I
Right.
don't know that whole story either. So maybe I think someone also said they were separated at the time. I forgot who said that, but um, so if they were separated, but they were still kind of married, I mean, I get it, but obviously they took the channels to get a divorce, and then she married Chris. So,
Mhm.
which is fine. I mean, it's happened before in wrestling. Angel said, it happened with I forgot who he said, it, but I know it happened with Christine Jarrett.
Mm.
Um, she was Kurt Angle's wife. And now she's Jeff Jarrett's wife.
Which one's
He
worse, Jeff
he
Jarrett or Kurt Angle?
I don't know. I don't like any of them. I don't like Jeff Jarrett, and I certainly don't like Kurt Angle. Um, yeah, I don't. That would be really weird,
Okay.
because and same thing here. So Christine says that they were, separated, legally separated, and then she was, she had met Jeff Jarrett,
Mhm.
and one thing led to another, and now she's Jeff Jarrett's wife. Um, I mean, I guess it happens like that, but I mean, why did you get married in the first place?
Yeah,
Why'd y'all
fair
get
enough.
married in the first place if you're just gonna end up, with someone else anyway?
True, 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 true. So, yeah, relationships are complicated.
That is true.
They're
I
they're
will give you
complicated.
that.
They're complicated. So there you go. But I think we do have another video to bring up, though. I think it's time we see some wrestling, some fighting.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up real fast because I know
Mhm.
how much Kevin Sullivan you like adore the Dungeons of the Doom.
No, not the Dungeons of Doom. The Dungeon of Doom.
Dungeon of Doom.
No, the Dungeon of Doom. The way the master wrote the Dungeon of Doom.
Dungeon
But
of Doom.
yes.
Better.
Hogan.
I like actually that thing. If you look, it looks like Hogan is doing fellatio to him. I just looked real fast. I'm like, ooh, why did I
It's
notice
like,
that before?
this water's hot. It's not hot. Where am I? Where am I?
There are no Hawkamaniacs here.
Here? I haven't been here before.
All right. So the first match I think we should start with is the RVD match. I will get to that right now.
Rob Van Dam.
No relation to Jean-Claude Van Damme, who actually stunk. But maybe an ECW.
Yeah, ECW. Yeah, because they're both alums. I was gonna pause it. I'm sorry. Why? I'm so used to running my show. Let's hit the space bar. Yeah, so there you go. I'm getting old. Yeah, they're both part of ECW. So the answer is yeah, they did. There's a lot of guys, like, even in the WWF era, like, who were in ECW, who got their cherry pop, more no pun intended, being into that arena. So they faced off. So yeah, Tazz definitely faced off against RVD. I had
figured, but I mean, when he said, "Oh, I've been in there with RVD plenty of times," I was like, I don't remember seeing a Tazz RVD match, to be honest.
ECW, it has to be. Hold on. Wait. Before I put my foot in my mouth, Tazz versus RVD. When was this? Tazz?
I don't doubt you.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing this. Yep, and it's on Daily Motion. And the video's from 2008. Yeah, of course. Daily Motion is a wonderful, cheap version of YouTube, but does the job. So there you go. But let's play the rest of this.
But I mean, hey, they don't have copyright things like YouTube does.
Yeah. True.
All right, here we go. Hit play.
Fans come alive for RVD. Rob Van Dam is one of those guys. If you're in the draft,
perfect.
For Mr. McMahon or Mr. Flair's team,
come on, Rob. You're a headhunter. Come on. No.
No thanks.
Look out. Yes.
He's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
What the heck is that? Hey, no jumping around.
Yeah. Perfect. It's momentum.
Yes. Come on, Curt.
We'll trade the next 2 picks to get that person. What about the NWO and the pre-draft deal already set up by Mr.
Oh, the
McMahon?
NWO. You should have left the NWO and WCW.
Unit, and as you said earlier, they're now 3 strong.
It got played out after a while in WCW and doing that.
Yeah.
He came back to Raw Wrestling Federation.
Come on, Curt.
And as we know it now, X-Pac is the newest member.
I love the blue and the black.
I believe he was an original member, or one of the original members.
Yeah,
Kurt's singlets were always so colorful. Not that RVD's isn't. I'm just saying, like, I love how Curt would sometimes he would come back in, like, I would have to pick on him on this. Sometimes he'd have that yellow and black, and those are Steeler colors. So I'd have to pick on it. Like, Curt, you have Steeler colors. You're from Minnesota.
I was also listening to commentary too, and they were talking about the NWO, and yeah, X-Pac used to be part of the NWO because X-Pac was part of WCW back in the day. So like, yeah, he wasn't the newest member. He's been part of it. He just got re-signed up. So there you go. I hope nothing happens to the NWO where it gets played out.
I don't know what happened with that NWO. I kept telling, I'm like, I told Angel this. I'm like, leave NWO where it's supposed to just die. It was supposed to just die in WCW. Leave it there. Don't bring it to WWF. But Vince had his own thing, I guess. He just wanted the NWO, I guess, for a spout, for a little thing. And why would they be against Austin? They were on the same side. Austin was fighting for the Common Man. So was the NWO.
Mm-hmm.
They were like their own little faction.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And then, we're gonna attack Austin. That don't make any sense, Vince. Why would they attack each other? It didn't make any sense to me. So, all right, here we go.
Well, we were in shock that X-Pac did show up on SmackDown this past Thursday night, joined the NWO, but in retrospect...
Well, of course, he joined the NWO and WCW.
He's great friends with Kevin Nash. He's really good friends with Scott Hall.
Could you imagine answering my question?
Well, yeah, he was one of the NWO members.
Thank you.
I thought you you're supposed to be the expert. That's why you're...
Yeah, but he was known as 6 in WCW. That's why they had those NWO with a little pool ball that had the number 6 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Curt came down in one of those one time. So, yeah, so, I mean, he knows. They know.
You're the color analyst.
Oh, no way. I was just testing you. I mean, I am an expert. I just want to make sure that, you know what's going on. Abdominal stretch.
Abdominal stretch.
Color analyst doesn't mean you sit
Come
in
on.
the booth all week long.
Rob.
Color for the analyst role.
Oh, see now.
RVD. Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam. RVD. RVD. Yes.
So what you see through.
RVD, the
Come on, Kurt.
Yes.
Title on the line.
Come on.
Right hands to
Come on.
Mr. Perfect.
Come on.
And tanning's a big thing.
Come on.
By the way, we don't have any sunshine.
Yes.
So we do the indoor stuff.
Yeah.
Red Hook has tanning salons.
Yeah.
Near the
Come on.
elbows to Perfect.
But we go across the
Let's
river,
go.
the river to him in Manhattan.
Come on.
The wiggle.
Yes.
Oh.
To the chin by
Got it.
RVD, the highly unorthodox style of
Yes.
Rob Van Dam. And it must
Rob
be so hard when you're in
Van-
the ring with RVD, and I know you have been tasked to
Oh.
combat
There
his
you go.
style.
Oh, dude, you never know where Van Dam's coming
Come on.
from. Those feet,
Come on.
hands, the body.
Yo.
He comes out
I never
right
saw
hands,
that
Van
before.
Dam.
Come down on
I'm
your
telling you, this guy's
butt.
amazing.
Here's the cover
Oh.
up. Perfect. Perfect
Dude.
with his foot on the rope.
No,
Ah.
it's a foot on the rope.
No.
Like Kyoto.
The ring veteran, Mr. Perfect, the ring savvy, the ring, no
General.
ring is.
The Perfect whips
Yes.
into the corner by
Come on.
RVD. And look
Yes.
at this. Went for the monkey flip. Perfect.
Okay.
Here. Foot on the
Oh.
ropes. RVD's in trouble. Could have been a champion in
Ah.
the three. Wisely saw Perfect's feet up on the ropes.
I don't know, Cole. I don't think his feet were on the ropes on that one.
Thanks,
Ooh,
Tazz.
what a shot to the chin. Ross Warlock tomorrow night, Penn State University. Oh, look at this.
Come on.
Top rope, Perfect.
Kurt wasn't much of a high flyer.
Van Dam.
Come on.
Crowd on its feet.
Oh,
Yes.
he lands on his knees.
Perfect.
Ah, crap.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
So-
But I bet landing on his knees really fucking hurt. But he's like, fuck, I can't believe I landed on my fucking knees. Kurt's like, hey man, you're right. That's not how Kurt sounds. He's like, hey man, you're right. Yeah, I'm fine, Rob.
No, Kurt was like, hey, I don't care how smart you are. You come down on your, I can't do the accent, but it's a
Yeah.
hard R. If you ever listen to Kurt talk, he has
Yeah.
that hard R. So
Yeah.
I was listening to episode 47, which will be coming out tonight on Rumble. You get to see my smiling pretty face. And you get to watch along to all the promos and stuff.
As you
I also-
should. What's wrong with you?
As you
Follow,
should,
go
that's
on
right.
Rumble right now. Anyways.
Actually, I do want to share my screen, and I do want to show this. This is my Rumble. So I have
Very good.
32 followers. And then here's all the videos. Angel, I think, forgot about me, but he said he would bring in Pro Wrestling Talk as soon as he could get it. But here we go. So here's 46, and then soon will be 47. And like I said, if you want to follow, just look up Curt Hennig Was the Best Change My Mind podcast. Here's the follow button. Just go ahead and follow me on Rumble, and you get to see all these exclusives. You get to see me and Kit and our pretty faces. So, all right, let me get the Tommy Dreamer match.
Tommy Dreamer. Who doesn't love Tommy Dreamer?
Me. But I would love to.
Success in the World Wrestling Federation should be measured
No.
is the Undertaker.
Come on.
It's not Hulkamania. Hulkamania may be an You hear the crowd yelling for Tommy Dreamer?
Tommy, 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 Tommy. Come on.
Undertaker is.
Well, it's going to be a classic matchup of Judgment Day. Hogan, Undertaker for the Undisputed
Oh,
title.
how do you like them apples? That's why he's perfect. That's right.
Go on, Tommy.
Dreamer's got a lot of heart, but he's also got halitosis, and that's probably why he got his face slapped in.
Well, they say Mr. Perfect calling a little TO, baby, a little timeout. How did you know Tommy Dreamer had bad breath?
I've wrestled him often enough, Coach.
You've got it close enough with your... I don't even want to go there.
You always
No.
do that with the crowd. Always. You mess with me, I'll slap you.
Orthodox like pulling him over the rope.
Perfect grabbing a headlock, and Dreamer shooting him off the ropes and going for a backdrop, and Curt Hennig, Mr.
Woo!
Ah.
Raven. You're not supposed to call him Curt Hennig. Ah, mistake by Raven. You're supposed to call him Mr. Perfect.
Yes.
Did you hear that? That little slip up?
I did.
Yep.
I did.
Oh, shame on you, Raven.
Oh my God, did you see that?
Oh, wow, you can do one too.
Yes, come on.
Mr. Perfect and Tommy Dreamer.
Oh, Tommy Dreamer.
Well, I wouldn't say
Come on.
that. Well, Tommy Dreamer, though, slap to the face of Mr. Perfect.
Oh,
Yes.
no thanks.
Oh.
No thanks.
And now Mr. Perfect absolutely taking it.
Yes,
Tommy Dreamer.
running stat mirror.
Big time.
You see the impact?
Come on,
You see
Tommy,
the-
get up. You're a headhunter.
Dreamer flopped back. He went completely ass over
Come on,
TK
boy.
and ended up on his belly.
Oh, now Tommy Dreamer reversing things on
Yeah, come
Mr.
on.
Perfect in the corner.
Let's go,
And now he
Perfect.
tosses Mr. Perfect,
Come on.
just like Mr. Perfect did to him.
Oh, come on, really? You're going to do that running stat mirror? And Kurt doesn't sound it because it was shit.
See, it's not as easy as it looks.
Don't do shit you can't
All
do.
these moves look very easy to execute, but in actuality, they're quite
No.
difficult. And right
No.
now, Hennig with the spinning toe
No.
hold, and
Spinning toe hold.
trying to pull the foot, and Dreamer trying to fight his way out.
No.
Mr. Perfect is wasting no time taking it to the knee of Tommy Dreamer. Folks, right here on the show tonight, RVD,
And down.
Rob Van
No.
Dam will beat it.
No.
To the knee of Tommy Dreamer. And we find
No.
out just before
Come
we
on,
went
Tommy.
air that RVD
Get up.
has challenged Eddie
Come on,
Guerrero
Curt.
to a one-on-one contest at Judgment Day
No.
for the Intercontinental title. And we hope to get Eddie Guerrero's response.
There we go,
within
here we
the hour
go.
Here on Heat.
Work on that leg, baby. Work on that leg. Get him ready for the perfect flex.
And frankly, that may not be the brightest reason, but nevertheless, I feel confident that he will in fact accept the match.
Well, Eddie Guerrero never wanted to back down from a challenge, and right now, Mr. Perfect is not backing down from the knee, the left knee of Tommy Dreamer.
You see Perfect go to grab the rope, realizing the referee was right there.
Hey,
in
he let
position,
go.
grabs
He
a
let
handful
go.
of hair anyway, and now he's gonna have a few words with Chad Patton.
Well, in the meantime, Tommy Dreamer,
Come on.
certainly you can see the
Come on, man.
on his face, but a quick small package. Will this be enough? 1-2 and a kick out by Mr. Perfect.
Tommy Dreamer fighting back, and he's got to throw some rights, and he's got to throw them hard, Coach.
Not
Now,
too
Tommy
low
Dreamer
there,
trying to
Tommy.
dig
Not
deep
too
within,
low.
trying to
on.
get whatever he has left with a big shot with a big elbow to the face of Mr. Perfect.
Going
Down
for
to
the Death Valley driver.
Certainly is.
No.
Mr. Perfect
Nope.
able to get out. And now Tommy Dreamer back right
Come
up
on, Tommy.
Mr. Perfect.
Come on.
Perfect blow.
Tommy.
Perfect blow.
Tommy. Oh. How can this happen? Why? Why?
I think like that's the only match that he was allowed to get over on. Now,
It's over. It's over. Yeah, it's over. This is it. I bet all my money on the wrong horse. I'm now forever destitute.
I guess I don't have that one, do I? Hold on, I will find it. I know I
Oh,
have
we
it
don't-
somewhere.
Yeah.
I
Where's
have a
Waldo?
special for you.
Or quite that part where I'm singing "Where's Waldo" because that is that's actually could be a copyright song.
Yeah, I'm
Actually,
definitely gonna. Yeah. So share that and then that. Sorry, I'm gonna have to push this back a second.
Yes, all good. All
okay.
good indeed. What's going on here?
Give me 1 second. Just so tell me your thoughts on the Tommy Dreamer Curt Hennig match.
Oh, well, first of all, 10 out of 10. It's again perfect athleticism, good enough to where you're seeing the moves being done, and I'm even adding the commentators too. They're adding some comedy. They're adding in some their own perspectives.
Raven, what the heck?
And also breaking down the moves that are happening, which is fantastic for the newcomers in 2002, just checking out wrestling for the first time ever. So I really liked it. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's a shame that Tommy Dreamer lost, but I do like how they're able to sell their moves and sell to the crowd too.
Except for that one little slip up. Raven was not supposed to call Curt Hennig. He was supposed to call him Mr. Perfect, but it was a slip up. It was a slip up. It happens. It happens.
I mean, look. Listen, it could have been a lot worse because it could have been like Jerry the King, where literally he had a heart attack and was like, on air. Like it could be worse. A slip up, fine. Anything else?
Ruh-roh.
Yes, exactly.
All
So
right, so I'm gonna cut that. Put this back over here. And
wait, was that Jerry the King or was that somebody else?
No, that was no. He had a heart attack on the air.
Oh, that scares me. That even to this day, stuff like that scares me.
Yeah, that was really scary because and they had to say, I think Jim Ross was kind of like shocked about it, but he's like, or I don't know if it was JR or if it was Michael Cole. I think it was Michael Cole. Literally just was like, fans, unfortunately, I have to be the bearer of bad news that Jerry Lawler had a heart attack. We wish him a speedy recovery, that kind of thing. But I have a special treat for you, Kit, and for the fans.
Ooh la la.
So a special bonus feature. Special bonus feature. Let me get it up here.
We're going to see an example.
Hold on.
Perfect
Hold
speech.
on.
Have you ever noticed that? Perfect grammar.
Yes, right. Perfect grammar.
The perfect pick. You know who that is? That's me. Oh!
Yes!
Get him! Get him! Yeah, perfect drop kick right there. Yeah, he did it perfectly. Ooh, no thanks.
WWF champion, as we speak, that is the game Triple H, and the WWF Women's Champion Tazz, who we understand is the WWF New York tonight.
Oh.
Both are eligible to participate
Right to the eyes.
Raw and SmackDown, being that they are the champions. Triple H.
Go. Come on, Tazz.
Well, that's good for the champions, but if you get picked
Oh.
here tonight by, well, either by Flair and Raw or Mr. McMahon and SmackDown, that's where you're going to be.
Oh.
I heard a crunch. I had a crack. My balls.
Mr. Perfect looking for the perfect plex, and he hits it.
Now he's on the ropes.
Tazz near the ropes, his right arm underneath the bottom rope, stopping the referee's 3 count.
He was near the ropes.
Mr. Perfect thought he's had himself a perfect win. You know, he told me before this program started that he feels that when he beats Tazz, it'll put him right in position to be the number 1 pick.
Well, be that as it may, certainly.
I don't know about that.
We'll be seeing some competitors here tonight.
I wish.
On World Wrestling Federation Raw.
Come on.
Divisions are drafted on SmackDown, and there'll be 10 rounds in the first part of the draft. The balance of the draft will be held via a lottery after we go off the air tonight, and available for all of our fans on WWF.com.
WWF.com, huh?
First in the corner to Tazz trying to block it. I think he did that.
Oh, no.
No.
Is this submission move?
You're going to need to be the perfect pick into the ropes.
Tazz has got it.
Well done, Tazz. Represent ECW. ECW.
Boo.
So
Mr.
ECW
Perfect.
won 2 out of 3. Mr. Perfect won 1 out of 3. So there you go. I think we now know forever the greatest wrestling federation ever was ECW.
No. No, I don't know if the ECW guys just didn't want to put Curt over, or if Curt didn't want him to be put over. I think that was between them. Like I said, Curt didn't really win a lot of WWE matches when he came back in 2002.
Right.
The only one was the one against Tommy Dreamer. And like I said, that could have been a Vince thing where Vince didn't want him to go over.
Of course. It's look. Chances
I'm
are,
pretty sure that, I mean, RVD was the IC belt champ.
Yeah,
so
that's
I don't
reasonable.
think Curt was going to go over either way. But I mean, Tazz probably was like, let me put Curt over. You know, he's a legend in the sport, and you know, same with Tommy Dreamer. And Vince said, okay, Tommy Dreamer, yes. Tazz, no.
Could be the case. Yeah, could be. Very well could be the case. But I loved it. It was nail biting. I forgot how long it is from 2002, and wrestling sure has changed since then, but the moves were on point. And when you have 2 wrestlers in the arena, that goes for the Rob Van Dam versus Curt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. Said it's up there, had a Raven moment. or is it at Tommy Dreamer versus Mr. Perfect? I think all 3 of them. You know, it's something that hasn't been seen in quite some time, and that is old school wrestling, entertaining, and you could tell that you're gonna have a good match when your opponent, the person you're in the ring with, knows what the hell they're doing.
Right. Absolutely. And that's the point that we're all trying to show. That's why I have a show with Curt on it, is to show the athleticism and the fact that he just all around was a great guy. He was a great wrestler. And I mean, he as you could tell, I mean, even with the ECW guys, he was hanging with them and, doing what we would call old school moves, but they still were like moves that you wanted to see. And this was all before, modern wrestling and stuff. So I think that it's definitely something that we all miss in the wrestling business, even though some of the storylines are starting to make sense. And if Curt was still alive today, I'm sure he would be like Stone Cold, which I've heard rumors of Stone Cold would love to get back into the ring. But what I think, what I say to that is, think of safety. Your safety comes first. You are older in years. Curt would be older in years. He would be about 66 years old if he were still here with us today.
R.I.P.
I would say the same thing to him. Think about your health and think about, look at what happened with Ric Flair. He almost passed 3 times in the ring. He passed out. And he could have gotten severely injured and maybe even like deleted. So I think there's a lot of if ands and what's, what could have happened here, what could have happened there. My biggest thing is what could happen if Curt was around today, and I think he'd be itching to get back in there. But you have to sit him down and be like, Curt, but think about your body, your health. You need to think about that first. I would do the same thing for Stone Cold. But Stone Cold does want to come back. He wants to come back at WrestleMania. I think that would be great if he made an appearance. But another wrestling match, I don't know, Austin.
I don't want to. Here's the thing, like for a lot of wrestlers, even then, like facing, age is one thing too, because it's something we all got to deal with. Even me too. There's gonna come a point, not now, maybe somewhere down the road where it's like,
kid.
Actually, no, I'm taking really good care of my teeth. I floss every day. So there you go.
Brush your teeth every day. That's what I do.
Floss
too.
and brush your teeth and rinse it out with that Listerine or cool mint Listerine. Whatever you gotta do, just take care of your chompers, folks. Because once they're gone,
they're gone.
That's
you
it.
Don't get
they
another
don't grow
set.
back. They don't grow
That's
back.
what I keep telling my son when he lost his baby teeth. I said, "Hey, you take care of this pair because you don't get another set. Baby teeth, and that's it."
Yeah, that's it, and they go bye-bye. But look, I think if you're gonna be wrestle Stone Cold, like obviously, yes, don't want to deny a wolf a chance to fight, but still, you're not that spring chicken anymore. Just take care of yourself, okay? No, last thing people want to do or see like a legend get hurt. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
Even if I don't like Ric Flair, I still don't want him to get hurt. He literally could have hurt himself, and he passed out 3 times during the match.
I know.
And the other ones had to compensate for him. So
yeah, that well, see, the thing is too, like then also I think Ric Flair could stand as an example of like, hey, look. Sometimes, you just don't have the same gas in the tank like you used to. And, you got to remember who Ric Flair was back in the day. He was larger than life. He was able to be at the big Hollywood events, he had everything. And I think, especially when him dealing with his personal loss as well. And I don't want to get too much into that. It takes a toll.
Reese.
Yeah, exactly. And look, condolences to his family, but, Don't want to add more pain, but I guess it's really hard to let go when you did have that limelight for quite some time.
But and he thought that and what's come out with him and being drunk in public and being 3 sheets to the wind and stuff,
and being in a lot of debt.
A lot of debts, but that's because he's been married 5 times. He has multiple kids to multiple ladies.
Yes.
So
some of whom he didn't marry. So you got to. Hey, listen, gentlemen. Yeah, especially the young gentlemen. Do not be no fool.
Don't mess around on your wife.
Yes, yeah. Don't mess. Number one, be faithful. I hate cheaters. I hate people who do that.
I hate cheaters too.
I do. So, but don't be no fool. Wrap that too.
Yeah, I have a my soulmate, and we don't cheat on each other, and we don't go around. The thing is, to me, it's like, why did you get married if you just want to cheat? Like, why did you get married in the first place?
Exactly. Precisely and exactly. Well, again, that's all up to Ric Flair, but being married 5 times, I think after the second time, you'd be like, you know what? Maybe it's just not for me.
Yeah, maybe it's just not for you, because you've cheated on every wife you've ever had because you think you're the nature boy.
And a nature boy becomes nature fool. So there you go.
Yeah, but, exactly.
If Stone Cold does come back, good on him. I hope he'll be safe. That's it. Just want him to be safe.
And that's all we're asking for. If he's listening to this, Steve, that's all we're asking for. I would love to see Stone Cold come back. Honestly,
me
I
too.
think that. Yeah, I mean the Stone Cold. He did come back for the Kevin Owens thing, and then Kevin Owens is now doing the Stone Cold Stunner. I'm sure he asked first, hey, may I use your finisher?
Move. Yeah.
But I'd love to see, even if he just made an appearance, I would love to see Austin again at WrestleMania. A lot of people thought he was going to make an appearance this WrestleMania when Cody finished the story. Just the Undertaker is the one who came back, actually. But Austin said that he was asked, and he just said, regretfully, I decline. I think he's having too much fun in Hollywood. I think he has some kind of it's a reality show or something. I don't remember what exactly it's called.
Well, hey, look, no matter whatever he's doing, I hope he's happy. There. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal my Trump quote, but I'm gonna steal some from Trump, but I'm gonna make my way. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be happy. Trump was saying, I want everyone to stop dying. Right. I want everyone to be happy. Just be happy. I want everyone to be happy.
And honestly, I know Austin is very happily married again. He was married 3 times or 4 times, I think. So, but I think he's very happily married now, and that's a good thing to see there. So, I just want to make a shameless plug right before we go. Shameless plug, I know.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. If anyone is interested, this is my ex. All you'd have to do is look up Curt Hennig Podcast 0420, and then of course.
I don't mean to cut you off, but when you call it X, I mean I swear it should be been named Phoenix, but that's just me.
I agree. Yes. Okay. For those who are old school, this is Twitter. Okay, this is Twitter. And like I said, you can go ahead and follow me. My follow will be up here. You are more than welcome to follow me. I have all kinds of cool stuff. There's an old match between Brett and Curt back in '89. This one was never aired. I would like to find this. It was during his babyface run, Curt in '90. It was August 17th, 1993. It was Savage and Curt were actually so Randy Savage against the big Giant Gonzalez here, and Mr. Hughes.
And that was a bodysuit he wore, right?
Yes, that's a good thing because I wouldn't really want to see him like that. Ew. Well, yeah, so here's Curt, and then Savage comes out too. Now they don't have the match here. Orange and black. I love that. Orange and black.
Okay.
Love the orange black. Here's another one. This is when Curt had hurt his back, obviously. He doesn't take a bump in this. He just kind of, and you can see his hair is a little shorter here. So the black and the blue there, he just kind of throws his opponent around, gets back in the ring, and wins the match. This is right before SummerSlam 1991. There's the RVD match. There's some stuff, and then of course someone got this card and I was like, oh, I'm so jealous, I hate you. Here is another match. This is the same match, so it's between Curt and I just like this because Curt was Intercontinental Champion. There's a picture from and then I like this is right after SummerSlam 93, so they're interviewing Shawn Michaels and then Diesel over here. And then Curt takes them both out. So, but anyway, this is 94, and this is the WCW, and then they'll show him doing the Perfect Flex to the Big Show. The WCW.
Oh! Damn.
WWF.
Damn.
So some great things here. Here's the Shawn Michaels match. So again, if you want to go ahead and follow me on X, and I know this will be in the shameless plugs. So for all those listening, after we're done here, you will hear shameless plugs. It will be audio only for both Rumble and for YouTube as well. But here's my X. Like I said, just look up Curt Podcast 0420. Hit the follow button, and you'll get to see all my exclusives here. We even talk about the one guy you have to check out. Kit would have to check out episode 47, which will be coming out tonight at 9 o'clock on Rumble. Check it out, Kit, because it has a very interesting story to tell about Curt Hennig meeting oh shoot, now I forgot his name. Steven Seagal. Curt Hennig and Steven Seagal meet at an airport, and let's see what happens. Okay,
well,
so
I'm rooting for Curt for that one because Steven Seagal could be a little bit of an ass.
right. Oh, well, this is according to Curt.
No spoilers. No spoilers. I will see if I can listen to it. I'm gonna try and listen to it because I got a lot of work to do this week.
So there is a story about Curt and Steven Seagal. It was told by Curt on a WCW hotline, and apparently something happened. I'm not going to spoil it, but something happened between Curt. But it's Curt telling the story because I doubt Steven Seagal would bring this up. So
okay,
so it's a very interesting story, and it's I do it after the 4 promos, so I'm gonna start doing that where we do some promos and then we do like any kind of stories of the day, and then we go into the match. Now I just want to mention briefly before we do go, Kit, I mean, it's been a pleasure being with you.
Thank you.
I know. I need to have you on my show more often because
it's okay.
You know, this is
I will try, but things are getting a little bit hectic. You kind of know a little bit of the inside base
because everybody loves you, Kit. That's why you're so busy because everyone loves you. They want you to be a part of it. They want you to be a part of their inner circles.
As they should. As they should.
That's right. So I'm just going to plug really fast. Next Sunday, I'm going to go ahead and record with Angel Riviera. So my host for Pro Wrestling Talk, we are going to watch along to Curt's match, which was against Ray Traylor, or AKA the Big Boss Man, in WCW. So look for that. That will be episode 51. And then we're just going to keep going. Eventually we'll get to when the NWO takes over Nitro, and we're going to watch along to that because Curt does have a match with Disco Inferno. And I actually asked Disco Inferno about this, but he doesn't really remember, I'm sure. But I did ask him a question like, what was it like to face Curt on WCW Monday Nitro? He did lose that match. Curt won because it was a big, NWO thing that they were trying to get Nitro for themselves. So it was like Nitro versus I forgot what Larry Sabisco got if they won. I guess it would become WCW. It would say WCW Monday Nitro. But if Eric Bischoff won, it was going to be NWO Nitro. And then,
Okay.
So that will be in a couple of weeks. So we got a lot of interesting stuff coming up, guys. And now you're going to hear shameless plugs. But before we go, Kit, why don't you do some shameless plugs? Where can we find you?
Absolutely. Well, Hardlands Media is live every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central on YouTube, Rumble, Rockman, Odyssey, and Kick. And after this recording, obviously, of course, if you want to check us out, we also have an Instagram account, Facebook, Twitter. And if you want to support us, we got Patreon. We have a PayPal as well. We got a Discord page. Every support does help in this day and age of censorship. And here's the thing. I got to think about how to play this all out, but there might be, of course, as a recording, there might be a live stream tonight because Monday, again, don't hold me to it because Monday is going to be very busy because there's a lot of stuff happening here in the city. The DNC convention's here, and I have to do some reporting on the ground, and there's going to be an event taking place at 9 o'clock in the morning. And so it's like, what do I do? So there you go. That's what's going to be happening. Much ado.
Well, let me do this. Just some shameless plugs before we go. I'm just gonna do a couple of things here.
Okay.
Copying and pasting.
While she doing the shameless plugs, hey folks, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to follow and support and follow Ms. Witchy Perfect on all of her social media platforms. It's the right thing to do. It's the one thing to do, and do that, okay? Because if you don't do it, then that makes you a very, 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 very bad person. And come on, don't be a bad person. Be a good person.
So here is Hardlands Media's Patreon page. Sorry about
thank
that.
you. Thanks.
Here you can pick your tiers. I am on the $1 tier.
All good.
And you can look at all this really cool stuff that he does.
Yeah, I'm behind the scenes. Yeah, that's some stuff behind the scenes.
Here's the Jimmy Dore stuff.
There's Daniel right there. There's my good friend Daniel. All that good stuff. Thank you so much for the support.
So yes, follow him there. Like I said, here are the tiers you can pick from. Got all these wonderful, great gifts, and then of course, just one more plug. All right,
it's all
here we
good.
go. Now
all
we got
good.
it. Okay, this is mine. I have 2 posts here. Curt Hennig was the best, changed my mind. Here are my tiers, and you get all this cool free stuff or this cool stuff just from signing up. And of course, there's Curt Hennig. We love his little smile. And of course, Pro Wrestling Talk every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Just like I said, just pick your tier here and go ahead and sign up. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, Kit. It's been a wonderful episode 50. I got some bonus stuff in there for you. And we'll be back next week with Angel Riviera. He will be on episode 51. We're going to watch some more promos. We're going to watch again along to the beginning of Nitro when the NWO comes out and they boast about, being the NWO. And then we go on to the Ray Trailer and Curt Hennig match. And like I said, I will have Angel Riviera with me as a guest host. So till then, thank you for joining me. Now you're just going to hear some shameless plugs. And I believe, Kit, you are one of them that I do have in the audio of the shameless plugs. So enjoy it. And thank you so much for joining me. And remember, everybody, nobody beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody. Okay, guys, this is where we're going to do some shameless plugs here. So the first shameless plug, if you could please go over to my other show, which is Black Magic Talk. I will put the links in all the description fields. If you could just kind of browse it, if you are not only a wrestling fan, but you like Wicca or paganism, and you'd like to learn more about it. We just did some recent episodes. So if you'd like to hop over there, just click the link in the description field. If you would like to give to the Black Magic Talk Patreon, that link will be in the description field. And again, if you would like to have a tarot reading on the show, you can DM me on X. My link for that X will be in the description field. If you would like to do one off the show, you can also just DM me and I will give you my rate. My co-host is Matt Collins. He can also give you a tarot reading on the show or off the show. If it's on the show, all you would have to do is become a Patreon supporter for $5 a month. You get all kinds of perks. And again, we can let you know when you can come on the show. And if you'd like to do it off the show, Matt can definitely give you his rating for doing tarot. The next shameless plug I would like to do is, of course, Pro Wrestling Talk will always be on Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is scheduled to change, but Angel and I will let you know on the Wrestling X. So if you would like to DM us at any time, me and Angel, my link will be in the description field for my Wrestling X, and that is for Pro Wrestling Talk and also for this podcast. Curt Hennig was the best, changed my mind. If you would like to give to the Patreon, I have for Curt Hennig was the best, changed my mind. Again, you can go and look in the description field. It should be there. I have $1, $3, $5, and $10. The other show is just $1, $5, and $10. I'm sorry, it's $3, $5, and $10, I think. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. But if you could give thank you in advance, If you'd like to ask any questions for pro wrestling or Black Magic Talk, you are free to direct message me on X or Angel, my host for Pro Wrestling Talk. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday, unless it is scheduled to change, but we will definitely let you know beforehand. So, of course, this show, I'm going to do a shameless plug for this show. Again, $1, $3, $5, and $10 you can contribute on Patreon. If you would like to give on Cashapp, I will take donations on Cashapp, but direct message me on X if you would like to do that, and I will give you my handle. So if you have any questions like about the show or any technical questions, you can always direct message me on my X, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. The next shameless plug I would like to do is for Hardlands Media, Kit Cabello, someone I call a good friend of mine. Please check him out. He is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central, and that would be 10 p.m. Eastern. So 9 a.m. Central, he is Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, depending on when you can catch him in a good mood for a Saturday brunch. If he does do Saturday brunch, I usually am sleeping or at work, so but check him out. He's really good on politics, and I have the pleasure of calling him friend. Some more shameless plugs. If you could also subscribe to Angel in the Afternoon, he does a great job on politics as well, and that's Angel in the Afternoon, and he's usually on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. That is also scheduled to change. If you have any questions about it, he'll usually let you know. And he will definitely, you can direct message him if you need to get a hold of him. The last one is Deconstructing. His name is Dave. I really recommend him too. He has a little podcast on YouTube. All you'd have to look up is Deconstructing Topics, and he does some really good stuff. I really recommend you guys check him out. Subscribe to everybody I just said here, and check them out. And remember, everyone, nobody beats Mr. Perfect. Nobody.